All right, welcome back to this video segment. In this video, we are going to be talking about if your north node's in the 12th house or Pisces, which means your south node is in the 6th house or Virgo. So this, in my opinion, is the most important part of astrology. I was just looking at this in my work through the MP3 and live sessions that I was doing. But over the years, I've developed a lot of further understanding of the nodes. And I feel like at this point it's about ready. It's never fully ready, but I think it's about ready to share this information. And hopefully you all do find this to be as helpful as I do. Now down in the birth chart calculator, or down in the comment section, there is a birth chart calculator where you can check out to see exactly which house and sign your nodes are in. So if you don't already know, do check that out. Now the north node is the N looking horseshoe in the chart, and the south node is the U looking horseshoe in the chart. And I do recommend watching these videos primarily for your house of those nodes. I think you'll find that to be the most helpful. So once you've identified that, hopefully for this video, you do have your north node in the 12th house or Pisces and your south node in the 6th house or Virgo. All right, so let's take a look at this life path stuff. So the reason this is so important is that you will likely notice that throughout whatever your experiences are in life, there is this undercurrent to them that the nodes are showing. It is this kind of life path journey, and we oscillate with it. We kind of are pulled into one direction, pushed into the other, and by becoming aware of both, it really helps us bring balance to the situation or to the experience or to the astrology, whatever it is that's taking place at that time. And in that sort of awareness helps bring balance to really all areas of life and really helps us make choices that are in alignment to our path. So let's look at this first from the south node. Now I'm going to use the analogy from past life just to describe this, not to be taken literally any of this stuff regarding past life, but just to understand it. Let's say that in a past life, there was likely a lot of emphasis on you taking care of a lot of things, right? Maybe it was your routine. Maybe it was your work, maybe it was your diet. Whatever it was very much geared around your habit patterns, doing things sort of routinely, striving towards perfection, organizing, creating that structure. And there likely was a lot of structure regarding your time, your energy, your space, right? A lot of structure in your physical environment through the work or routine or habits or whatever it was about. So the reason this is important now is that you will likely notice that there is this oscillation with this area, and that fundamentally your life path is about bringing balance back to this area, because one side of you is going to be sort of pulled towards it, seeking it out, feeling like maybe something's missing, or is concerned about the work or the routine or the self in terms of self-improvement or self-perfection, and is wanting that structure, wanting that stability, because in this life, well, it's not here like it was in the past life, you know? No two experiences are the same, and this life is very different from the past life. And so there is this still kind of habitual comfort zone with this. And so it can feel like it's missing now. And so there is this pursuit of it, right? And this sort of yearning for it and concern for it. And so a huge part of this path is about becoming aware of that, these concerns, these attachments, particularly coming from the unconscious mind is usually where they arise. And through that, practicing non-attachment to our self-perfection, to our routine, to our work, to these structures. Non-attachment there is really going to help free up this area, these areas, whatever it is about for you. So non-attachment to these things. That's one side of it. Now the other side of it is to learn about and explore your north node, which is the area completely opposite what we just talked about. And this is about going into the ethers, going into the unknown, developing further faith and trust in life, about the divine process, however you see that. It's not so much about philosophy, it is about beingness. And so anything you can do to learn about and explore things like being, creative when it's about going into the ethers, exploring things like maybe psychology, diving into your own unconscious and learning more about yourself on a deeper level or spiritual level. Spending time alone to get, again, in touch with your beingness. Finding more peace in life, rest, tranquility, faith, all this stuff that's about trusting and surrendering is about finding peace in life. And rest and exploring your dreams and your intuition, all this no-thingness. Because in the past life, there was so much emphasis on the doing, right? With the routine, the work, whatever, that's what's comfortable for you, is all that doing and all that. Well, now in this life is helping you balance that out, the doing, with the being, because it's what's needed. In order to have good work and routine and doing energy, we have to have good being energy and rest and spiritual health, right? To have good physical structure and physical health, we have to have good spiritual health, right? And so this exploring and learning and making mistakes with the spiritual stuff, the etheric stuff, right? There's really no like end point with it. One side of you, like I said, may want to go all into just the work and routine, but then another side may want to completely avoid all of that work, routine, structure, self-improvement stuff, and go all into just the ethers and maybe escape or hide away. There might be that kind of extreme there. So there is no real satisfaction either when it comes to the spiritual dynamics, right? When it comes to this peace in life. You'll notice that in certain time periods of your life, if you were to go all into the North Node, if you were to go all into the ethers, you'll likely find that to be unfulfilling as well. And so at the end of the day, your life path is really about bringing balance back to your routine and to your day-to-day structure and to those things that require self-discipline. It's just that the process of doing that will be practicing non-attachment to those things and exploring and learning about and making mistakes with, but learning through those mistakes about the ethers, about spiritual peace and acceptance and trust and faith and creativity and reintegration of your spiritual self through the unconscious, or however you see that, right? So great to learn about and explore that stuff. And if you ever feel stuck, like especially with the work or routine or diet or health, anything like this, what you'll likely notice is that what'll help kickstart you is to develop that peace, spiritual health, trust, meditation, presence, and all of this that you're learning about presence and beingness is exactly what your work and routine needs. It's exactly what your day-to-day energy needs. And this is the paradox, that these are two sides of the same coin. We can't have one without the other. We can't have good work life without good rest life. We can't have good physical health without good spiritual health. We can't have good doing energy without being energy, right? And so all this you're learning about the being energy is exactly what your day-to-day routine, habitual, structural life needs. And this is your life path, is to bring balance to that day-to-day structure and routine and work, or whatever the actual aspect is. And you'll notice that this will be involving all areas of life: career, home, relationships, whatever it is. And there's this oscillation in the two. One side of you wants to go all into the doing, the other side may want to go on to the being. And by becoming aware of both, and again practicing non-attachment to the doing and exploring and learning about the being and feeding that back into the doing, I think you'll find hopefully very helpful along your journey. All right, so hopefully this was helpful for you. If you do have any questions down in the comment section, feel free to add them. But yeah, thank you for watching. Also on the page, there is a 20% discount if you want to dive deep into your specific chart, because obviously this is still very general. So do check that out if you want a more specific look. Yeah, thank you again. Hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you all in the next video.